Welcome to Flip Lesson 44 for the 6th grade. Today we're going to work with simplifying decimals and comparing decimals also. So, you see the problem up on the board, you see 0.20 times 5.0. And so we're going to start by really just solving this problem, right? Ignore the decimals, so it's really just 20 times 5. So 20 times 5 is going to give us an answer of 100. From there, then I will go ahead and count my decimal places. All right, so there's 1 there, 2, 3, and so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, put my decimal there, and so in the end, you would say you have an answer that looks like this. However, when we think about numbers, we really don't leave them looking like that. Instead, we simplify them to make it easier to read and easier to understand, and we get rid of those extra zeros. And so in the end, you get an answer like 0.1. And so that's one example of how this can work. Same thing happens in addition, right? In addition, while our decimals are lined up and our decimal goes straight down, now we do 5 plus 5 gives us a 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 3 gives us another 0, carry the 1. And 1 plus 3 gives us 4 plus 0 gives us an answer just like this. We get an answer of 4.00. And in the end, we're not going to leave it like that because we don't have anything like money or anything like that that's going to say we need to have those zeros there. And so we would just simplify it and say the answer is 4. The other part of this lesson is looking at comparing decimals. By comparing decimals, we're going to go through a very similar process you went through when you were comparing whole numbers. And it's all about place values. As we look at place values, we start at the decimal. And as we look at the decimal, as we move left and right, just right of the decimal, it's going to help us understand the relationship. So 0.300 versus 0.3. In the end, we got to think about, okay, do these zeros right here, this one and this one, do they matter? Do they change the value of the number? And of course, the answer would be no. And so in the end, we're really just comparing this place value with a 3 there and this place value with a 3 there, which means they're equal because they're both 3/10. If we come over here to this one, right, we're going to start at the decimal in both places. We're going to go back to the 10th because 10th is really the largest number here. And we see a 2 here and a 2 here. Okay, that's the same. We got to go another place value. 3 here, 3 here. All right, still the same, another place value. 5 here, 4 here, and we know 5 is bigger than 4, which means that this number, 235 thousandths, is bigger than 234 thousandths. And so we have that idea. This principle is going to help us order things from least to greatest and to move things around in a nice way. So as we're looking at these 4 numbers, we got to start saying, okay, if we're going from least, we want to start with the smallest. And so here's our decimal. So here we got a 2 next, here we got a 0 next, here we got a 4 next. And of course this is going to be our largest because it has a whole number of 2 with it. And so easily we can say, okay, looking at our place values, we can see that since the 0 comes next there, that's going to be our first number. Now we're going to compare these two ideas, and we see the decimal here to 2, and we see a decimal here to 4. 4 of course is bigger than 2, so it's going to go here, here, and so now we're going from least to greatest in that order. Here's a couple samples to get you going as you're working with simplifying decimals and comparing decimals. That's lesson 44.